Most people do not hate new phones. They hate feeling tricked by them. The box looks cleaner, the camera bump gets bigger, the launch event sounds smarter, and the monthly payment hides the real cost. But after years of tiny upgrades, many buyers are asking a sharper question. Are these brands still improving life, or just polishing the same rectangle and charging more for it? By the end, you will know which names now face the loudest value backlash, what the complaints are really about, and how to spot a weak upgrade before your wallet does. Apple is the easiest brand to defend and one of the easiest to criticize. That is what makes the argument so tense. The phones are fast, secure, polished, and supported for years, but the price debate has changed. Many buyers no longer ask whether the phone is good. They ask whether the upgrade is big enough to justify replacing a device that still works. For years, the non-pro models trained people to accept older display choices, slower feature trickle-down, and camera upgrades that looked impressive on stage but felt ordinary in daily use. The recent cheaper E-line made the problem clearer. A phone can have a strong chip and a clean design, yet still feel incomplete when smooth display tech, richer camera options, or accessory features are held back. Messages, watches, tablets, cloud storage, repairs, and trade-ins make leaving feel painful. That gives the brand room to move slowly. A small chip bump, a brighter screen, a new button, or a camera processing change can be sold like a lifestyle event. The controversy is not that the phones are bad. They are not. The controversy is that loyalty can turn into permission. When customers keep paying premium prices because everything around the phone is convenient, the brand has less pressure to make every generation feel bold. Samsung sits in a different kind of value storm. Its top phones often have giant screens, excellent displays, long software support, strong cameras, and features that power users still love. Yet the complaint is that the most expensive models have started to feel like careful maintenance instead of true leaps. A recent Ultra model kept the high starting price, leaned heavily into artificial intelligence, refined the shape, improved parts of the camera system, and offered long update support. But many buyers still saw a familiar device wearing a fresh suit. Once a phone already has a great screen, a fast chip, water resistance, wireless charging, and multiple cameras, every new upgrade has to fight harder to feel meaningful. The brand also has a pricing habit that teaches people to wait. Launch prices can be brutal, then trade-in deals, carrier credits, and seasonal discounts arrive and make early buyers feel punished. Foldables create the same tension. They look futuristic, but crease concerns, repair costs, dust worries, and battery compromise still matter. The sharpest criticism is simple. If the headline feature is software intelligence, and some of that intelligence later reaches older models, then the new phone must justify itself with hardware too. Otherwise, the upgrade feels like a subscription pitch in phone form. Google has one of the smartest stories in phones, but smart storytelling is not the same as clear value. The Pixel line is praised for clean software, helpful camera processing, long update promises, and practical features that normal people actually use. The problem is that the price has moved closer to the premium crowd, while some buyers still see the hardware as less premium than the marketing. Tensor chips make sense when the goal is photography and on-device intelligence. But they also create a perception problem when rival chips win on raw speed, heat control, or gaming power. A $1,000 feeling phone has to be strong everywhere, not only in clever image processing. The cameras can make ordinary shots look great, but customers notice when video, zoom, battery life, charging speed, modem reliability, or launch bugs do not match the price tier. There is also a hidden issue. Many of the most loved features are software. That makes the new phone feel less like a must-buy and more like early access to a feature pack. The brand is not failing because it lacks ideas. It is under pressure because its best ideas are often invisible until you use them, while the price is visible the second you click buy. OnePlus built its reputation by making expensive phones look foolish. That history now works against it. Customers remember the old promise, flagship speed without flagship pain. Over time, the phones became more polished, more expensive, more camera-focused, and more tied to premium branding. When a brand stops being the rebel and starts charging like the club it once mocked, every small compromise becomes louder. Buyers look at camera consistency, wireless charging availability by model, curved screen choices, update timelines, carrier support, water resistance wording, and resale value with less patience. The latest high-end models can be powerful and genuinely impressive, with fast charging, sharp displays, and strong chips. But the emotional discount is gone. People no longer forgive rough edges just because the phone is cheaper, because it often is not cheap enough to trigger that forgiveness. There is also a software identity issue. Some users liked the older clean feel and now see the experience as closer to a broader corporate Android style. The brand can still make excellent phones, but its controversy is about broken memory. Once customers remember you as the price disruptor, they do not judge you like a normal premium brand. They judge you against the ghost of what you used to be. Xiaomi is a spec sheet monster, and that is both its strength and its trap. Few brands can make a phone look so technically loaded on paper. Huge camera sensors, fast charging, bright displays, big batteries, Leica-tuned imaging, high refresh screens, and aggressive pricing in some regions make the devices feel almost unfair. But the value debate starts when customers ask what happens after the first week. A camera system can be massive and still produce results that depend heavily on processing taste. A phone can charge quickly and still raise long-term battery health concerns in the minds of cautious buyers. A device can be cheaper than rivals in one market and confusingly expensive in another. Software is the biggest friction point. Some customers like the feature-rich interface, while others feel it is crowded, busy, or too eager to recommend services. Availability also changes the equation. The controversy is that Xiaomi often gives buyers more hardware for the money, yet not always more calm. For people who love specs, that trade can be worth it. For people who just want a phone that disappears into daily life, the upgrade can feel louder than it is useful. Oppo has become excellent at making phones that look and feel expensive, which is why the backlash can feel unfair at first. The best models bring elegant hardware, strong camera partnerships, fast charging, smooth screens, and clever design touches. But when prices rise, customers start asking a harsh question. What is truly unique here? A dual periscope camera sounds exciting. A dedicated quick button sounds useful. Premium finishing feels good in the hand. Yet many buyers still see a familiar pattern. Another beautiful slab, another camera story, another artificial intelligence layer, another promise that daily life will feel easier. The issue is not a lack of quality. The issue is overlap. Several brands owned by related corporate families can feel like cousins wearing different jackets, with similar charging, similar software ideas, similar camera priorities, and similar launch language. That makes the premium price harder to swallow. In some markets, limited availability and uncertain resale value make the phone feel riskier than more common choices. But for cautious buyers, the upgrade can feel like paying luxury money for features that are impressive but not essential. The hidden lesson is that beauty alone no longer wins when mid-range phones have become so competent. Vivo has earned respect by pushing camera hardware hard, especially with large sensors, Zeiss tuning, strong telephoto systems, and batteries that can make older flagships look weak. On paper, some models look like serious camera tools disguised as phones. That is why the value debate is not simple. The phones can be genuinely advanced. But buyers still ask whether the premium is buying a better everyday phone or a specialized camera experience that most people will underuse. A 200-megapixel telephoto sounds dramatic, yet many users spend their days taking indoor photos, food shots, receipts, pets, documents, and quick social clips. If the software skin, update confidence, app behavior, regional availability, or resale value feels less predictable, the camera magic has to work even harder to justify the total cost. Camera brands, coding names, portrait modes, concert modes, moonshots, and zoom samples can look stunning in marketing, but customers know that real life includes moving kids, mixed lighting, dirty lenses, and rushed hands. The controversy is that Vivo may offer some of the most exciting hardware in the market, but excitement is not the same as value for everyone. A phone can be a brilliant camera and still be an expensive overbuy for a normal user. Sony is the brand many enthusiasts want to love more than they actually buy. Its phones often feel like they were designed by people who care about cameras, audio, displays, creator tools, and manual control. That sounds refreshing in a market full of copycat rectangles. But the price problem is brutal. When a phone costs premium money, customers expect not only niche excellence but also mainstream ease. Sony has often leaned into pro-style camera apps, tall displays, headphone-friendly thinking, and creator features. Yet many everyday buyers simply want reliable automatic photos, broad availability, fast updates, strong trade-in deals, and repairs that do not feel exotic. The brand's newer models have added brighter displays, artificial intelligence framing tools, better ultra-wide hardware, and long battery claims. But the value concern remains. Are these upgrades useful to most buyers, or mainly to the small group that already understands the brand's logic? The problem is charging a mass-market premium while offering a niche market experience. Customers who film carefully, edit manually, and care deeply about audio may see the value. Everyone else may see a beautiful device that asks them to adapt to it, instead of adapting to them. Asus has a loyal crowd because it still builds phones that feel unapologetically different. The gaming models bring wild refresh rates, strong cooling, huge memory options, shoulder controls, loudspeakers, and chips built for speed. It is also the source of the complaint. Gaming power ages quickly. The chip that feels outrageous today becomes normal sooner than buyers expect. And the features that make the phone special can make it bulky, flashy, or less balanced for everyday use. A high refresh screen is great, but most people are not living at extreme frame rates all day. A huge memory option sounds powerful, but social apps, banking, maps, calls, and videos do not need that much. The brand also has to fight the camera question. At premium prices, customers expect gaming strength and normal flagship photography, not one or the other. The smaller mainstream line has had its own identity tension, trying to satisfy people who want compact power while the market keeps rewarding giant screens. The controversy is that Asus often gives enthusiasts exactly what they ask for, then discovers that enthusiast wishes are not always mainstream value. If your phone is bought mainly for a special use case, the upgrade must be judged by that use case. For everyone else, the price can look inflated. Motorola carries a strange mix of trust, nostalgia, budget strength, and foldable ambition. Many customers still like the cleanish software feel, practical gestures, and frequent discounts. But that discount pattern is also the problem. When a premium foldable launches at a high price and then drops sharply months later, buyers learn not to trust the launch price. It is also about timing. Foldables add more pressure because hinges, screens, dust resistance, long-term durability, and repair costs remain in the buyer's mind. A flip phone with a large cover screen can feel fun and fresh, but if camera quality, update promises, or pre-installed software choices lag behind the price, the excitement fades. Recent reporting around unwanted redirect behavior tied to a pre-installed feature, which the company described as unintended, also shows how fragile trust can be. Motorola's best budget and mid-range phones can still be strong buys. The controversy is at the top end. Once the price reaches luxury territory, charm is not enough. Buyers expect long support, clean software, strong cameras, and stable resale from day one. Nothing entered the market with something rare. People noticed. Transparent styling, lights, playful software, and a cleaner personality made the brand feel fresh in a boring category. But freshness becomes dangerous when the price climbs. The first true flagship-style model created a debate because customers looked past the design and asked the old boring questions. Is the chip top-tier enough? Are the cameras truly flagship? Is the software mature? Will service and repair be easy? Will resale hold? A phone can be interesting and still be hard to justify if the fundamentals are merely good. The light system is clever, but many buyers stop caring after the novelty fades. A small rear display or notification pattern can be fun, yet it does not replace battery confidence, camera consistency, app stability, or long-term durability. The brand deserves credit for pushing personality in a market where many phones look the same. But the controversy is that personality can become decoration if the core value is not stronger than the price. Customers do not want another brand that starts as a rebellion and slowly becomes premium theater. They want the fun to come with a ruthless value equation. Realme built much of its appeal on speed, charging, and aggressive specs for the money. That formula still works in many markets, especially when a phone offers a large battery, very fast charging, a powerful chip, and a bright display at a lower price than famous flagships. But the complaint is that the line between bargain and overhyped spec race has become thinner. A huge battery and ultra-fast charging look amazing in ads. So does a flagship processor. Yet customers are learning to ask what the camera does in hard lighting, how long the software will feel polished, whether updates arrive reliably in their region, how many preloaded apps appear, and how the phone holds value after a year. Even mid-range phones are fast enough for daily life. That means a brand built on speed has to offer more than speed. It must offer trust. The controversy is that Realme can deliver spectacular hardware numbers while still leaving cautious buyers unsure about the whole ownership experience. If you upgrade every year, that may not matter. If you want to keep a phone for 3 or 4 years, it matters a lot. Cheap speed is exciting. Expensive speed must be dependable. Honor has been rebuilding its premium image with sleek hardware, strong displays, silicon carbon battery talk, high-end chips, camera ambition, and longer software promises in some markets. Customers who once saw the brand as a value alternative now see prices moving closer to the top shelf. At that point, every regional difference matters. Update promises, repair access, warranty terms, app support, and resale strength can vary in ways that make buyers nervous. The brand also leans heavily into artificial intelligence and camera magic, but customers are becoming harder to impress with those words. They want to know whether portraits look natural, whether zoom holds up without weird processing, whether battery life remains strong after months, and whether the phone will still feel current years later. The controversy is not that Honor lacks innovation. It is that innovation must survive outside the launch event. A premium phone is not only a device, it is a long-term contract between the buyer and the brand. If people are unsure how that contract works in their country, the price feels heavier. In a crowded market, uncertainty is a hidden cost. Huawei remains one of the most complicated names in smartphones. The hardware can be stunning. The camera engineering is often bold, with large sensors, variable apertures, advanced zoom ideas, and designs that feel genuinely premium. In some markets, the brand loyalty is deep because the phones are seen as powerful, elegant, and independent. But for many global buyers, the value question changed after access to familiar Google services became limited or absent on many models. It does mean the buyer must think harder. Banking apps, maps, messaging habits, cloud backups, work tools, ride-hailing apps, and family tech support can all become part of the purchase decision. A phone that requires workarounds may still be worth it for a camera lover or a committed ecosystem user, but it is harder to call it easy value at a premium price. The controversy is that Huawei can offer some of the most ambitious hardware, while also asking some customers to accept more software friction than they would tolerate elsewhere. Great engineering can make people curious. Daily app convenience is what makes them stay. When convenience is uncertain, even brilliant upgrades can feel too expensive. Nokia is a special case because the brand name carries emotional weight that modern phones have not always matched. People remember durability, simplicity, and trust. That memory is powerful, but nostalgia is not a processor, not a camera sensor, not a display upgrade, and not a software guarantee by itself. The current phones carrying the name often compete in budget and mid-range spaces, where value should be the easiest argument. Yet even there, customers can become frustrated if performance feels basic, cameras feel behind, screens feel ordinary, or updates are not as exciting as the old reputation suggests. But the controversy is that the name can make people expect more than the device delivers. In a market where budget phones from aggressive rivals now offer fast charging, smoother screens, larger batteries, and bold designs, a safe phone can look too safe. The brand is no longer judged only against its past. It is judged against what a low-cost phone can do right now. If the upgrade is mostly trust and memory, many buyers will ask why the price should not be lower. The biggest lesson is not that all these brands are bad. That would be lazy. The real lesson is sharper. The phone market has become so mature that good is no longer enough. A new model must prove why it deserves new money. A brighter screen, a slightly better chip, a rearranged camera island, a new artificial intelligence menu, or a polished color is not automatically a real upgrade. What problem does this phone solve that my current phone cannot? Which features will I use every week, not just admire on launch day? And what hidden costs come with it? From repairs and storage to accessories, apps, resale, and waiting for discounts. If those answers are weak, the smartest upgrade may be no upgrade at all. Like this video, if it saved you from paying premium money for a tiny change, comment with the phone brand you think feels most overpriced right now and why. And share this with someone who is about to buy a new phone just because the ads made it feel urgent.